Hello and welcome to Winter Disco Tabletop Gaming, where we are continuing our coverage of the Faith and Damnation preview, online reveal, Warhammer Games Workshop thing that occurred a few days ago. And in this video, we're going to look at all the new Necromunda releases. We've just watched the new trailer for the House of Faith and Fire. It's talking about the House of Faith, which is the new book for Necromunda, which is for House Cawdor, the Redemptionists, and there's also a new box set coming out to get you into the game. Let's talk about House of Faith, the book itself. If you've seen any of the other House of books for Necromunda Rage, you'll know there is a ton of content in there. Because each book is dedicated to a specific house, you get so much. Oh, I love these books. I love the fact that we're at a stage with Necromunda where we can really start diving deep into each of the houses, giving them more different units and gangers and getting more characters, different personas out there. And now as we're moving into the different guilds, and we've seen models for the Water Guild and we've seen sketches previously of some of the other guilds and what they're planning, I'm super excited. You know, this book is going to have a lot of stuff. Most importantly, this is most important, they're going to get access to the Redemptionists. And with that, we have a whole new range of the Redemptionists, which is amazing. I cannot tell you how excited I am for these models. So in the 90s, when these guys first came out, I believe it was the 90s, it's definitely 90s. These models came out and I was like, oh my God, what is going on with these guys? Why do they have nooses around their necks? Why are they wearing these weird, odd leather masks? And why is everything on fire? That's my recollection of the Redemptionists, because it was so bizarre and so outlandish and so out there. I just loved it. And so we finally get some new models. If you don't know who the Redemptionists are, they are part of House Cawdor, but they are religious fanatics to the absolute nth degree. They will set everything on fire. You have to follow the word of the Holy Emperor. You don't, too bad. If you even doubt for 1 second, if you pause 1 second when they say, are you a follower of the God Emperor? They will probably cut you down and probably hang you in a public hanging and a public shaming. And they're not nice. They think they're doing the right thing, but they're not nice. This goes with all the models. And we already know that the world of 40k and Necromunda is not a nice place to be. But these guys will literally set you on fire. They've all got flamers to a degree and giant chain swords and chain axes. And then we can see I'm assuming this will be the leader. I'm not sure of the actual unit or the ganger names or what type they are, but this will be one of the head ones. Let's say probably a cardinal. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've really looked in depth into the models. This model is just brilliant. I don't know really how to describe it, just religious fury. I don't understand. I don't have the words for it. Like, got a hat that's on fire to start with. He's completely over the top, like with his cloak and these weird hanging bits, like ribbons hanging off him that are probably made of metal, not fabric. He's waving around a holy book that's looked like it's been through the wars, probably like 1,000 years old or something. And he's got a chainsword, which looks like it even has some kind of flamer on it by the looks of it. So this dude is just insane. I'm scared of him. So he's definitely would be the leader of the gang. Then we got this guy that we've seen before, again, with a hat on fire and just odd, just so odd. It's almost like a old diver's helmet that he's got on with almost like a handmade flamer. And he's carrying a book as well. Just ridiculously out there. And this old fella, he's got, it's like an auto gun, but it has a flamer attached to it. You get the impression they love their flamers. And like I said, they still are part of House Cawdor. So they do have the nooses. They do have the weird leather face masks that only cover half the face. So you know that when you look at them, like, okay, it's House Cawdor. From what they've said, you can take some in a Cawdor gang themselves, or you can take them as their own gang, which is amazing because you want to have your own gang of Redemptionists. I think even House Cawdor go, yeah, you're a little bit too much for us. Can you step aside, please? And we've got this guy with some brown Goku hair. Looks like he's got a grenade. And of course, he's got a little flamer attached to his auto gun. You know, they're just off the chain. They're just crazy. And then you get some more Juves that seem to just have like auto pistols and things like that. But of course, we saved one of the best for last. This guy has lost half his mask. He's carrying some kind of metal thing on his back with some poor skull. And then a giant flamer / chainsword. I mean, if that's not Necromunda or Warhammer 40,000, I don't know what is. This just is like, yep, this is what it is. It's just over the top, and it is 40k and Necromunda. So yes, I love these models, as you can tell. And I really love the paint jobs too. They look like all their cloaks and gloves and everything is just so old and tattered, and everything is sort of held or barely held together. All their weapons are like ramshackled. The flamers are held on with like leather straps or even like tape straps or something like that. I love it. We also get Necromunda Hive War, which is a new box set. They are releasing like box sets every now and again just to refresh the range. We've had, I think this is like this third now. We had under Hive War, the second one, which was introduced a whole bunch of the terrain, and this Hive War, which is sort of similar to the second box, sort of a mix of the first and second box. In this one, we have the Eschers against the Delaque gang, and the Delaque gang is a little odd to me. I don't particularly get it. They seem a bit more sci-fi, not quite as much as some of the other gangs. I don't know, something about it just doesn't work for me. So in the box itself, as we can see on screen, you've got an Escher gang, Delaque gang. You get a rule book. I don't know if it's a hard book. It seems to be a cut down version. It's a 104-page introductory rulebook. It's perfect for newcomers, and you get a whole bunch of stuff in there. You get 11 Zone Mortalis columns and walls, 25 barricades and objectives. So the columns, walls, and the barricades and objectives are all plastic pieces. 16 dice, because you could have special dice. 44 game cards, 3 blast markers, which is awesome. I love blast markers. Takes me back to the 90s, and then the mat and a whole bunch of tokens. You know, it's a good time to get into Necromunda. We've got some really cool stuff coming out. We're getting a book every quarter with some new models, and then Forge World will release some models too. So there's a huge range on Forge World, which I haven't covered in one day. If you're interested in coverage of that range, let me know, and I'll do like a video just looking at all the models, because there's some really cool models in there that really expand on the world. And we have the Water Guild coming, and then I'm assuming over the next year or two, we'll get some of the more guilds. So that's it. We have new gang, new book, new starter box set. Things are looking good in the Under Hive for a change. So if you've got this far in the video, thank you for watching, and also hit that like button so we can get this video moving on YouTube and get more people watching. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.